Welcome. I would like to welcome you to episode 284 of the Unpopular podcast. This is the man, the myth, the legend, Jalen Hunter. And if you do me a favor, please subscribe to whoever you're listening. Please subscribe to whoever you're watching. It definitely means a lot to me. So we're early in this NBA season, and unsurprisingly, the Lakers aren't doing too well. I know it's only 2 games in, but they lost to Golden State. They lost to the Clippers. Now, both of those teams, a lot of people have at least making it to the NBA Finals, let alone the Western Conference Finals. A lot of people have Golden State repeating, including myself. A lot of people have the Clippers winning. So those games you're expected to lose. Golden State had their ring night. It's the Clippers, how deep they are. So the Lakers weren't really expected to lose, or expected to win those games. But sometimes you can say that it's too early for criticism. Sometimes you can say it's too early what we're seeing, but no. What we're seeing from the Lakers is exactly what we thought we would see. Let me the Lakers, let me first say I am shocked that Rob Pelinka got extended. I'm shocked that Rob Pelinka got extended because as a GM, as a president of basketball operations, your job is to build the team. Your job is to build whatever team that you are the president of operations of. Your job is to bring in pieces that can work together to get to the ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal is a championship. Now, yes, some teams are a lot further to championships than others. That's obvious. Like Golden State, Bob Myers is going to have a lot more wiggle room because of how successful he's been with Golden State than someone like, the Wizards or someone like the Kings. But this is the Lakers. And as you know, what comes with the Lakers is championship expectations. And you can look on that floor. Hell, not even this year. You can look let me remind you guys. Rob Pelinka was extended this offseason. Meaning they saw what happened last year and thought to themselves, God damn it. That Rob Pelinka, man. We got to extend that man. After what they saw last year. When you look at this Lakers team, they're nowhere close to a championship. They're nowhere close. They're closer to a lottery team, even with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, than they are to a championship, in my opinion. Because the Lakers have such a history of winning, it's almost unfathomable to people to think, how are they this bad? And it's very simple. Russell Westbrook gets a lot of criticism, a lot of it. And I said this when they got Russell Westbrook from Washington, when the trade happened. I said, Russ, you're asking to play alongside LeBron James. You have to be one of two things. You have to be a spot up shooter, or you have to be a big man that can roll like Anthony Davis. Russell Westbrook is neither one. And it's not a criticism, that's just who he is. Russell Westbrook has not built his career off of shooting threes. He's not built his career off of pick and rolls. He's built his career off of energy, triple doubles, energy and triple doubles. So when you're trying to put a square piece in a round hole, that doesn't work. See, look here, man. I look at the Lake. I look at basketball like a relationship, like a couple thing. A relationship's not going to work if you're not gelling. And in order to gel, both people have to want to gel. And when I say both people, I mean team and player. When you look at this Lakers team, you have a bunch of pieces: Patrick Beverley, Kendrick Nunn, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Lonnie Walker IV, or whatever the number is. Apologize for messing your name up if it is not the fourth. None of these pieces go together. And the thing is, fans knew this. Analysts knew this. Hell, I think the team knew this. Except Rob Pelinka. But Rob Pelinka was the one that got extended. I think Russell Westbrook is unfairly criticized. Let's say that. I think Russell Westbrook has flaws. That's without saying. He's not a perfect player. And I don't but like I said, you're trying to fit a square piece in a round hole. He does not fit on this team. He has never fit on this team. I understand they think injuries is what messed him up last year. No, it didn't fit. You're asking a 37-year-old to be the best player in the world, and that's the only way that this team is going to make any noise in the playoffs, if they make it to the playoffs. Now, there is a trade on the table from what has been reported for Russell Westbrook and like 2 draft picks for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner from the Pacers. If that happens, that could change a lot of things because this Lakers team does not have a three. Their best 3-point shooter is LeBron James. That's not good. It's not good at all. I feel like I'm not going to dwell on this because I feel like I've talked about this, but again, man, this Lakers team does not fit. This is not a good team. I know we're only 2 games in, but this is not a good team. I'm interested to see what this team looks like, at the trade deadline. But hell, even LeBron said they're not a team constructed of pretty much good shooters, which is crazy in today's NBA. And we knew this. Their best shooter last year, they let go, which was Malik Monk. Or let me not say that. Their most consistent shooter last year was Malik Monk. And you know what the problem is? You know what it is? Like the biggest problem is last year you could say that, well, if they were healthy, we wouldn't know. Well, they were healthy. They probably make some noise. A healthy LeBron, healthy AD, healthy Russell Westbrook. If they were healthy, they'd make some noise. They're healthy now. Russell Westbrook's healthy. LeBron James is healthy. Anthony Davis, even though he has back tightness or whatever, he's healthy. And you look at the game. Look at Golden State game, the team that just won the championship. The team that lost Otto Porter Jr., they lost Juan Descato Anderson, they lost Gary Payton II. But you get Jonathan Kuminga with another year. You get James Wiseman with another year. You get Moody with another year. You get Dante DiVincenzo. You get JaMychal Green. Look at these 2 teams. Look at those 2 teams. And any basketball fan can see the wide gap that is between the Los Angeles Lakers with arguably the greatest player of all time on it and Golden State Warriors. Hell, it was a close game because I think that it really felt like the Clippers were BSing. But you also got to realize the Clippers introduced 2 players that haven't played in years. And that is John Wall, who I think had 15 points, shouts out to you, and Kawhi Leonard, who came off the bench because apparently his knee still isn't 100% ready. This Lakers team's not good. The other night, their front court or their back court, Kendrick Nunn, Patrick Beverly, and Russell Westbrook, I think combined for like 1-27. LeBron even alluded to this after the first game. Why? I understand this is a shooting league at this point, which you should have shooters on the team. But if you're not a shooting team, why do you continue to shoot? It's kind of like football. If you're not a running quarterback, why are you doing the run option or the read option? If you're not a mobile quarterback. Vice versa, if you are a mobile quarterback, why is your offense solely based on pocket passes? You have to adapt to what you are. Or you have to lean, either you have to adapt to the times, you have to lean into what you are. It feels like the Lakers are trying to adapt to the time, but again, they can't do that because they're not good shooters. Remember, there was a graphic that came out that their best statistical shooter outside LeBron James was Patrick Beverly. If that is the case, you have problems. This is going to, unless something changes, this is going to be a very long season. Very long season for the Lakers. And I don't think it's just a Russell Westbrook problem. He is what he is. Russell Westbrook is what he is. You're asking a player that has never played off ball. You're asking a player that has never had a knockdown shot. You're asking a player that has never really been able to play cohesively with a team. Not saying he can't play with a team, but he can't be the best player on a championship level team. And that's no offense to Russell Westbrook. That's just what we've seen. You're asking that player to turn into Klay Thompson. A player that is like a career 30% shooter. You're asking this man to turn to Klay Thompson. And it's the Lakers, man. And it's LA. You're always going to be under a microscope, but I do think it is unfair at times. Cuz again, you're asking a man to be something that he's really not. The Lakers are in trouble unless they make some moves, which I don't think Russell Westbrook will be on this team by the end of the year. I don't believe so. I think from what we've seen, I know it's two games, but I don't see him being on this team for much longer. Not because Russell Westbrook's trash, because he's not. He's in an unwinnable situation. He's on a team that he doesn't fit. So, as currently constructed, this Lakers team is bad. It is what it is. So, let's move forward. So what happened? We've been hearing rumblings about the Carolina Panthers making some huge moves. They got rid of their coach, Matt Rule. They got rid of Robbie Anderson. And just the other day, they traded their best player, Christian McCaffrey, to the 49ers. Now, you're going to want to do this. You have to do okay. When you trade your best player on a team, let me teach you guys something. When you trade your best player on the team, one of two things have happened. One, the best players got disgruntled and they went out. Or two, your team is so bad that you have no future. So you need to start, if you're not going to do anything in the present, you need to start building for the future. So if you have no future, i.e. if you don't have much draft picks, you have to make some huge decisions. And that's what you saw the Carolina Panthers did. Now let me not let y'all forget that the Carolina Panthers put themselves in this situation trading for Sam Darnold and trading for Baker Mayfield, giving up their draft picks. Two players, by the way, who have not worked. So now you have to, because you made such a poor decision as far as trading, as far as, manipulating your team, you have to trade Christian McCaffrey. So when we talk, if you want to talk about winners and losers, the Carolina Panthers won this trade alone because they got like four or five draft picks, which will help them in the future. However, you're giving up Christian McCaffrey, who, when healthy, is arguably a top 3 running back in the league, to the 49ers. I think the Carolina Panthers are in a bad spot. Bad spot. Because think about it. Now all you have is DJ Moore. I don't even know who their running back is now. And on top of all that, you still have Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold throwing the ball. PJ Washington right now is the quarterback, but who was in the XFL? And for the 49ers, man, this is a home run. So the 49ers, I said this before the season started. I think the 49ers have the best team collectively in the league. If we just talk about names, if we talk about talent, I think they have the best roster in the league. And now with Christian McCaffrey, I think it's a 2-team from how we've been playing this year and how teams have looked. It's a 2-team race in the NFC. I think it's the Eagles and now the 49ers. Yes, you still have the Cowboys. They look good. We'll see what they look like with Dak Prescott coming back on Sunday. Yes, you have you still can't really rule out the Green Bay Packers because it's the Green Bay Packers. You still have the Giants, that's 5-1. You have Minnesota, I think is 5-1. So they have some teams. But I think if you just look at talent and roster, it's a 2-team race, the Eagles and the 49ers. And now that you have Christian McCaffrey with all the injuries that they have at running back, well, all the injuries they have in general, Elijah Moore, this team is gonna, and you have Coach Kyle Shanahan coaching. It's Christian McCaffrey being on this team is huge now, and it's big because the Rams wanted him, and now the Rams are trying to trade Cam Akers, but the Rams wanted him, and again, when healthy, which he's healthy now apparently, he is a top 3 running back in the league. You can't go too much farther if we're talking about best running backs and not mention Christian McCaffrey's name. I hate to bring race into it, but he also is on that small list of greatest Caucasian players of all time. You got Tom Brady. You got or let me say Caucasian non-quarterbacks. You got Cooper Kupp. You got Christian McCaffrey. Maybe Julian Edelman. I don't know. All I'm saying is Travis Kelce. Forgot about him. All I'm saying is this. This move shows 2 franchises moving in 2 completely different directions. The 49ers are in win now mode. With Trey Lance going out, they're in win now mode. And how good this team is, they're in win now mode, which is why you get someone like Christian McCaffrey. You saw, you saw it work for the Rams last year, getting OBJ. Of course, you had Aaron Donald, you had Jalen Ramsey, getting Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Robert Wood, Van Jefferson. Like getting all these players, you're in the win now mode, and of course, it ultimately got them a championship. Making a move, giving up all those picks for Christian McCaffrey, you're in win now. You want to win now. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to surround, which they're doing a really good job. They're trying to surround Jimmy G with as much talent as possible because they know that Jimmy G still has limitations. So now you give him a Deebo Samuels. Now you give him a Christian McCaffrey. Now he has Brandon Ayuk. George Kittle. This is going to be a. I'm still trying to figure out. Now, I know Chris McCaffrey wasn't there, but I'm still trying to figure out how this 49ers team lost to the Broncos. But yeah, man. Oh, I feel bad for. I also feel bad for DJ Moore. Boy, I feel bad for DJ Moore. You know, DJ Moore, man, that's a Maryland product too, man. He is stuck on that team. They let Robbie Anderson go. They let Christian McCaffrey go. You're thinking, all you're hearing is your name in trade talks, and as soon as you let Christian McCaffrey go, now we think DJ Moore is a building block. That hurts. I would be on my phone, my manager quickly. Like, hey, yo, what's happening, bro? What is going on? That's crazy. Well, again, shouts out to Christian McCaffrey, now 49er. And I'm interested to see what the Panthers look like in 3 years. Because the Panthers, quite as kept, while they haven't been the most successful team, they've never been that terrible. Yeah, they may have had a season or two when they're just like, yeah, no, they're god awful. But they've never had like a season where they didn't have talent. I mean, they still have talent on this team, but I'm interested to see what this team looks like in 3 years. Like what their quarterback looks like. Now, who is their build? I guess DJ Moore is the building block. What this team looks like around DJ Moore, I don't know. Interested to see, man. So let's move forward. So Thursday Night Football happened, and the Cardinals beat the Saints 42-34. I don't think I've ever seen a game where I've seen back-to-back pick sixes outside of Thursday Night Football. Now, Thursday Night Football has had a scoring problem. We know this. I think the highest scoring total was 12 points, and clearly this game eclipsed that. DeAndre Hopkins came back, and even with DeAndre Hopkins coming back, Kyler Murray didn't have to do much because of those two pick sixes. And I think 3 picks overall from Andy Dalton. But the biggest story coming out of this game, of course, was the small blow up with Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. Now, usually, I would say that this is no big deal. Star play. I mean, we just saw a week or two ago Patrick Mahomes and Eric Bieniemy kind of have a shouting match, and nobody thinks that relationship is tarnished, destroyed. Nobody thinks that. We saw Quentin Williams going at, I think, his defensive line coach. Nobody thinks that relationship is tarnished, or it happens. It's a high testosterone thing. Players go at it with coaches at times, but this is different. This Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury one is different. It's different because of a couple things. When let's go back to this offseason. Actually, let's go back last year. The Cardinals got off to an incredible start. They had people, including myself, saying, this team looks like the best team head and shoulders in the league. This team, there's no way this team can make it to this team's not going to make it to the Super Bowl, or at least make a deep playoff run, just how good they've been playing. That was the beginning of the season. And then there was a small fraction of people that was saying, hey, hold on now. The Cardinals are used to doing this, and we still don't know if Cliff Kingsbury is a good coach. Hell, Kyler Murray was leading the league was like the leading candidate for MVP until like halfway point. And then it just all fell down. All just, which brought into question a couple things. It brought into question Kyler Murray's preparation. It brought into question Kyler Murray's ability. And it also brought into question Cliff Kingsbury's coaching. Because how is it that you look drastically different from from the first half of the season to the second half? Then you had this offseason. And something came to my mind. Because I was looking at the blow up, and I was like, first and foremost, I don't know why and we're talking about Thursday now. I don't know why the hell you're throwing a fade route to Rondale Moore, who was 5'3". It's neither here nor there. Or a post route or something, and he's 5'3". With DeAndre Hopkins on the sideline. But let's go back to the contract. And we know when Kyler Murray signed the contract and the whole, watch film, and you have to do like 10 hours of watching film, which we've never heard, and it was a big thing. I thought to myself, why did management think that they had to put that in the contract? Because that is an off-field thing. Why did management think they had to put that in the contract? And I was under the impression, well, they were clearly looking at the tape. They clearly saw how bad they looked. Well, I thought to myself, teams have looked bad before. And players have looked bad before. Players that we thought would be better have looked bad. So why was that in Kyler Murray's contract? Then it clicked. Somebody had to tell management, yo, we don't think Kyler Murray comes in prepared. Who is the only person that really would think to themselves, Kyler Murray does not come in prepared? The head coach. Or management comes to the head coach and says, hey, do you think Kyler Murray is really prepared like that? Like, do you think that he comes in prepared week after week? So now if you're Cliff Kingsbury, you're in a terrible position because you say yes. I think he's prepared. And you come out and look as bad as they've looked this year. Then it's like, all right, so if he comes prepared, it's on you. You are the problem. If he says, no, I don't think he comes in prepared like that, and Kyler Murray finds out, which clearly he did, now you are on the outs with your starting franchise quarterback. Which brings me back to Thursday. And it's not just Thursday. This season has not been good. They're 3-4 right now. A team that had Super Bowl aspirations last year is 3-4 right now. And honestly, the only reason why they won Thursday night was because of the 2 pick sixes. Because the Saints were dominating this game. I think it was like 14-6. It was 14-6. The Cardinals couldn't make any movement. The Saints defense was going crazy. And then you look up, 2 pick sixes, and you're going into halftime down 28-14. I think that blow up is different than any other because of everything that we've seen from the offseason to now. Cliff Kingsbury will not be, I'll put it now, Cliff Kingsbury will not be the coach of this team next year. Meaning, what does this team look like? Who do you bring in? Who do you hire? They paid Kyler Murray early, and I understand you doing it. I get it. Your team looks drastically different with or without Kyler Murray, so I get it. But this is not a good team, and that blow up was a lot more than just they didn't like the play that was run. You can tell that there is some built up animosity between both Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. And I promise you, you do not have to question who this team is going to choose. If they have to choose between one or the other, which they're going to probably do, you do not have to question who they're going to choose, a franchise quarterback or a coach that finished his college career or college coaching career with a losing record. Who do you think is going to be here longer? A number one overall pick or a coach who people still question if he's a good coach or not? Again, it kind of goes back to the Draymond Green situation. There's fights in practice. I said this on this. There's fights in practice. But I ain't never seen that. That is crazy. And the fact that it's on tape. You know, and also, side note, I was thinking about something. I was wondering who the hell would leak that tape. Like, I've been thinking about that for a while. Who the hell would leak that tape? What would be the reason to leak that tape? Especially if now they said that they paid $2,000 or $10,000 for it. Cool. But who would have the motivation to leak that tape? I think Golden State leaked the tape. Now, I know that's probably not going to be proven. I know that they're probably going to find somebody or somebody's going to lose their job off it. I don't know. But I think Golden State purposely leaked that tape. It's a tactic. It's a tactic. So now you have the public be like, now you already didn't want to pay Draymond Green $100 million. Now it's like, hey, you see that? You see why we ain't want to pay him? Now it's different. Like Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson gives you absolutely no reason to trade him. Klay Thompson is weird, but he stays to himself. He be with his dog. He be on a boat. That's Klay Thompson. He comes in, does his job. No, Klay Thompson gives you absolutely no reason to be like, hey, we hate Klay. No. But Draymond Green, he is an habitual line stepper. And it's like, oh, damn, we're already not trying to pay him. What do we do? I got it. Let's leak the footage. He gave him out. But let's get back to Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. I don't see much success. I mean, they're 3-4 right now, and they did, again, congratulations for beating the Saints. I don't see much success for this team, at least this year, even with DeAndre Hopkins coming back, or who came back. I don't see it. I don't. And it's going to be again, there's blow-ups. Hell, I've yelled at my coach in college. I'll never forget that day, man. We were scrimmaging. It was a practice, team, A team and B team, or starters and bench players. We all were scrimmaging, and coach said, "Let Jalen shoot." Now, if you know something about me, I feel like you're embarrassing me at this point. I feel like you try me. I'm a shooter. I know it may not look like it, but hey, you can come and find out. I'm a shooter. So then there's no way that I'm wide open and the coach yells out, "Let him shoot," and I don't feel offended. So I shot the ball. I made it. I look at the coach, and then he yeah, what? You know what I'm saying? So then come down. I get the ball again. He goes, "Let him shoot." Shot and made it. I was like, you must be a terrible coach if you keep letting me shoot. I said this to my own head coach. Yelled it out and everything. Practice stopped. Who are you talking? Like going back and forth. At the end of the day, emotions were high. I said what I said. I said, I apologize, blah, 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 blah. At the end, I didn't say that at the moment. My pride was a little too high. But they understand. There's still love there. Love my coach. Love Coach Mitchell. But that's how it is. You yell at coaches all the time, but there was no, in the offseason, coach didn't say, "Hey, yo, we're trying to trade you." Or, "Hey, yo, I don't think that you prepare hard enough." And we actually had a winning record. Like we finished the season, I think 30-10 or 30-7 or something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I just Cliff Kingsbury will not be the coach next year. I'm gonna tell you that. Let's move forward. So Thursday night football pretty much is the kickoff of week 7. And I'm gonna give you my predictions of who is going to win these matchups on Sunday. You have the Browns and you have the Ravens. I have the Ravens. The Ravens have lost 3 double-digit leads in the fourth quarter, and the Browns have not looked good. I don't know if it's their defense hasn't looked good, even though they have some big names in the defense. Their offense definitely hasn't looked good, even with Nick Chubb. I just think the Ravens, their Ravens are at home. I think the Ravens are going to win this game. I just think they need to get back on stride, and they need to exude their dominance, especially in the divisional matchup. I have the Ravens winning that one. Bucks at Panthers. Oh no, Panthers. Yeah, Bucks at Panthers. The Bucks are struggling. Don't get me wrong, but the Panthers now are without their two of their 3 best offensive players. I should tell you all you need to know there. The Bucks are going to destroy them. Falcons at Bengals. I have the Bengals. The Bengals are just better. I trust, even though Marcus Mariota has been playing better, and they need to continue to find a way to get the ball to their best player, which is Kyle Pitts. But the Bengals are a better team, I think, especially offensively. Even though they are both 3-3, I have the Bengals. Lions at Cowboys. This is actually a big game. This is a big game. Dak Prescott's coming back. But I have the Cowboys. Defensively, the Lions just can't get right. Even though the Lions are really good offensively, at times they just can't get right. And the Cowboys have a dominant defense. Their offensive line looks dominant again. Their running game looks pretty good. And, of course, Dak Prescott coming back, who was an upgrade from Cooper Rush. I have the Cowboys. Giants at Jaguars. I have the Giants. The Jaguars, they're okay. But, again, I'm still holding out. I still don't know about Trevor Lawrence. I know Trevor Lawrence is gifted. He's an incredible player, but he still has a turnover problem. Shouts out for him for not turning over the ball last game, but he be struggling. And the Giants are one of the best teams in the league at this point. If we just look at record and what they've been able to accomplish and who they've been able to beat. So I have the Giants winning that one. Colts at Titans. I have the Titans. Because the Titans are at home, and I trust I trust Derrick Henry. That's about it. I don't trust Ryan Tannehill like that, and Matt Ryan. Even though they did win last week, and I think he had like the most passes in franchise history last week, or most completions or something. I have the Titans. Packers at Commanders. I have the Packers. Even though Taylor Heineke will be starting. Actually, that's one of the biggest reasons why I have the Packers, because Taylor Heineke is going to be starting. And the Commanders team, they're just not a good team. I'll be real with you. I know I'm a Commanders fan, so I'm being brutally honest. They're not a good team. So I have the Packers. And the Packers need to now they are saying that they're trying desperately to trade for Chase Claypool. If they get Chase Claypool, that'll change a lot of things for the Packers. That really would. And their defense needs to be better, a hell of a lot better. I don't know what the hell's going on with their defense, but I have the Packers winning that. Jets at Broncos. I have the Jets, which is crazy to say because the Broncos suck. I'll be real with you. The Broncos are not good. They could turn around, but the Broncos are not good, even with Russell Wilson. I don't know who continues to release. It has to be Subway. I don't know who continued to release these freaking Danger Witch commercials after every loss. But y'all need to chill, bro. That is not a good look. Every single time they lose. Hey, you want a Danger Witch? It's spicy. Lord Jesus. The Broncos are bad. I got the Jets, man. Texans at Raiders. Even though the Raiders are 1-4, they're probably the best 1-4 team you've ever seen in your life. I have the Raiders. The Texans are not good. Even with Davis Mills, they're not good. They're not good. So I have the Raiders finally getting their second win. Seahawks at Chargers, Sunday Night Football. I have the Chargers. Oh, not Sunday Night Football. I'm sorry. I have the Chargers. The Seahawks still are bottom 5 defensive team. So I have the Chargers. Chiefs at 49ers. Now, they are saying that Christian McCaffrey will play. However, the Chiefs did just lose to the Bills, and I think that that's going to be motivation. And there are still injuries on the defensive side of the ball for the 49ers, even though the 49ers, I think, have a better team. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I trust Patrick Mahomes way more than I trust Jimmy G, so I have the Chiefs. Sunday Night Football. Oh, my gosh. Steelers at Dolphins. That's Sunday Night Football? Jesus Christ. Yo, the NFL has missed on a lot of these primetime games. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. The NFL has whiffed on a lot of these primetime games. The Steelers at Dolphins was Mitch Trubisky against Tua Tagovailoa. I don't even know. I got the Dolphins because the Dolphins are at home. I mean, TJ Watt being out is still huge. And this is the same Steelers team, by the way, that benched Mitch Trubisky just 2 weeks ago for Kenny Pickett. And I know Kenny Pickett will be out due to concussion-like protocol. I am interested to see what the Dolphins look like. Tua will be coming back, and they have looked god-awful without Tua as far as offensively. They can't score the ball. So I am interested to see with Tua coming back, how he plays and how he moves with the injuries that we saw. But Steelers at Dolphins. And, oh my gosh, Monday Night Football is Bears at Patriots. I think that's a game. That's a something game. I think that's like a legacy game or something. Like first time or since 1901 or something like that. I don't know. But I got the Patriots. The Bears are terrible offensively. And I think Mac Jones might play. Even if he doesn't, that's crazy how bad the Bears offense is. Because even if Bailey Zappi plays, I got them winning. I got the Patriots winning. That's crazy. But those are my picks for Week 7. Let me know how you feel. Let me know. And there you have it, man. This has been a quick episode. That has been episode, 284 of the Unpopular Podcast. I appreciate you guys. You want a Unpopular Podcast shirt, hoodie, sweater, long sleeve joggers. The link is in the description below. At multiple different colors, multiple different designs. So get your Unpopular Podcast merch today. Also, please subscribe to if you're listening. Please subscribe to if you're watching. I definitely need you guys' help trying to get the algorithms going. Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Definitely mean a lot. Comment. I comment back if it's a respectable comment. Yeah. And until next time, much love.